Hey everyone, this is Rock DIY, and I want to cover this Hydrostar Drain Monster that I just purchased, not necessarily for inside the house, but outside the house for my rain gutter downspouts that run underground. They're clogged up. This one here is the model 68284, and there is another model which is the 68285. The only big difference is the 68284 has the power feed for the cable, and then also it has the handle on it, which the other one doesn't. And then also it has wheels on it. The wheels do make a big difference in moving this thing around because it's heavy either way. You have an off, reverse, and forward switch. You have this is a cover for the belt that should be in place when it's in use. You definitely don't want to get something in underneath this belt while you're operating it, because it could cause damage. You have your motor, and then the belt that turns the drum that holds the cable. Definitely don't want to get anything in there while you're operating. And so, like I said, the switch has off, reverse, and forward. And then on the power feed, you have a knob here which adjusts how fast the cable feeds into the drain that you may be trying to clear. And then you also have this knob here, and if you look right here, you have reverse with an arrow and then forward with an arrow. So even if you have it in the forward position on the switch, you can still reverse it, but you should only reverse it for no more than 2 to 3 seconds at a time. Otherwise you could damage the Hydrostar Drain Monster. And then as soon as you get through reversing it, whenever it gets caught up, put it back in forward, reverse, and then forward. When you first get it, this cable will be more than likely sitting inside here, or may even be back inside here. But loosen this up so that you can pull this out, the cable out. You also have a screw here, Phillips, for attachments. I'll show those attachments in a second. So whether the switch is in reverse or forward, the cable's not going to go anywhere unless your foot is on the sealed air activated foot switch. So right now it's in forward. So if I push it, it's going to spin, but it's not really going to go anywhere until actually, and you should do this with a gloved hand. Like I was saying, if you push the foot pedal, it's really going to sit there until you actually pull it and actually do something with it. And you should be operating this within 2 feet of whatever drain you're clearing, because if you get too far out, you may have issues with the cable kinking or binding. So you want to have it as close as possible, and then have your hands on the cable while you're feeding it into the drain that you're clearing. So like I said, even if the switch up top is in reverse or forward, you can still reverse it with the foot pedal. So that's in reverse, and like the manual says, you can only put it in reverse 2 to 3 seconds and then put it back in forward to get it forward. And then with this knob here, you can adjust the tension on how fast this cable feeds. The attachments that come with it are in a small compartment here. The attachments, I don't know if they all come on this ring, but these did come on a ring. So these two would be used together, and they are a arrow cutter. And then you have the boring bolt cutter, and then you have the C cutter, and then there's the spade cutter, which are all attached to the cable here with this screw and lock washer here. The arrow cutter would be put onto the cable like this, and it's basically used for cutting and scraping. The boring bolt cutter is basically to remove loose objects that may be in your drain. It's put on same way as all the other attachments. Then you have the C cutter, which is basically used for cleaning up grease stoppages and cleaning the pipe walls. Then you have the arrow cutter, which is basically kind of the same as the C cutter for scraping and cleaning the inside edges of pipes. I didn't mention it earlier, but the cable on this one is 50 feet long. There are longer ones out there. This one was purchased at Harbor Freight. I think it was between $300 and $400. The one that doesn't have power assist is about $100 cheaper. The best time to buy either one is when Harbor Freight has a sale, because the cost is about $100 cheaper if you buy it on sale or get a coupon to purchase it at a lower price. There is a cable holder for both your foot pad and your GFCI plug. It is GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter protected, but you do want to keep your plug electrical cable out of water, elevated off the ground while you're using this, because you definitely need to use water to assist in cleaning any drain pipes you may be cleaning. There's no mention of it in the manual, but this piece right here is not adjustable. There is a turn knob that goes on it. But basically all it does is lock it in place. You can't adjust it up or down. It's basically take the knob off, take the bolt out, and this piece comes off. I'm guessing that it's mainly so that you can replace the cable in the drum, or it really serves no other purpose other than to keep it in place. The handle can be removed by these two knobs right here. It's not adjustable at all. It's just so you can remove the handle if you need to. That's the only thing I would say about the handle, is that it's not quite long enough, especially if you're somewhat tall, because you can't get the tilt that you need in order to pull it across the ground. Please like, comment, or subscribe. Thanks again.